Welcome to Cat the Minion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. This is going to be a love/relationship reading for October 28th through November 27th. So I'm just going to do a free-form reading for this. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do until I'm doing it. So I did dig through my stuff and pick out what was calling me to speak in terms of decks. So I've got my... why can't I think of it? Morgan Greer Tarot here. I've got my phrase deck that I made. I've got the mini Rider-Waite here. Cute little guy. And I've got my bucket of charms. So if you want a set of 205 charms, got some of them stuck in the box here, hold on. You can download the paper printable charms in my DeviantArt print shop, or DeviantArt shop, and there they are. And also in my Etsy shop, or you can purchase the 2 printed proofs that I've got in my Etsy shop. So there's 205 charms and they're paper, so you can print them out on whatever you want. You can mount them on something else, or you can get this cardstock like I've got that I drew these on and then just print them out on the cardstock and cut them out that way. I mean, if you don't have a printer, you can take them to Walmart and have them printed out on whatever they've got there once you've purchased the file. So I'm using those. I did shake these up already and clear them. I've cleared and shuffled these already, but I'm just going to give them another little go around here. I've got some that just flipped out of the box, so I'm going to put them back in because I'm not ready yet. I did have the bacon and eggs fall out earlier, and I just got a tower, I want to say washing machine, even though it's speakers and the telephone. We're not going to worry about that right now. Alright, so... chaos. It's because I got too much crap on my table right now. Professor Chaos! I can't with these right now. I don't even know what I'm going to be doing in terms of a reading. We've got a relationship, we've got 2 people talking to each other. There's obviously some kind of issue going on, because if everything was fine, there would not be the need to be watching tarot. If you're interested to see more of what's going on with my phrase deck here, you can check out my Cats Hit the Deck reviews and then just scroll down until you see the phrase deck. I don't know what I labeled it, but it's this guy right here. With the crustily drawn arrows on the back. Alright, so I'm just going to start getting some cards. We've got 2 people here, so I'm going to make 2 piles. I guess we'll have a conversation. I'm just going to get some cards, and then I'm going to flip them over. I'm not taking that many at once, so okay, I guess we're going to leave this here and this here. Sort of like a he said, she said, but we're not worried about what people's gender is. Typically in a relationship, or at least for the duration of the reading, somebody will be having noticeably more masculine energy and somebody will be having noticeably more feminine energy. It just occurred to me I should do a triad relationship reading. I'm not doing that right now though. Maybe next time we'll do some poly relationships. So we're looking at could be like totally genderqueer, asexual relationship. Nobody's, you know, we're not worried about sexual relations, or it could run the gamut to, you know, cis-het relationship of male and female standardized bodies. But we're not worried about that. We're talking about energy, right? So somebody is typically going to be more masculine, somebody's typically going to be more feminine, either during the entire relationship, their entire lifetime, for, you know, take turns during years, months, weeks, or again, just as long as this relationship lasts. But I don't think I want to label one pile feminine and one pile masculine. It might come out in terms of what's on the cards, but it's going to be one person and the other person, and you should be able to tell who you are based on what the cards are. You know, like, I'm in this picture and I don't like it. How dare you speak of me this way? Okay. I'm gonna get like one more. It's looking. This one's looking at me. Okay. It's the wrong color. A few of the little ones. We all saw that, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Somebody over here has got a lot to say. That's it. Nope, still the wrong rubber band. Whatever, I'm just going to pull some out. And a couple of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this whole pile first, because whoever is over here is a real chatty Cathy, and if I try to go back and forth, they're going to keep interrupting. Okay, hang on, I need one more. This one. Yeah, this one. Still smelly. Okay. So this person here, let's read about what they have going on in relation to this relationship. So, I guess I'll find out in a second. Probably gonna have to be adjusted in a second anyway. Let me flip this pile over and go from the bottom up. Okay, so we have, you know more than you let on, or you know more than they do. For this, in terms of talking to another person, I'm gonna say it's you know more than you let on. We have number 403 here, and I may come back to that, but just think about that for a minute. So it's not as important. I had to stop at 176. This sounds too good to be true, 94. I cried and cried, and I couldn't muffle it with my hand. Okay. Those may have to be rearranged depending on what comes out, but we'll see. So we have this 5 of Wands coming in, and it looks like it's, I'm going to take it inverted, because I remember seeing it come out inverted. So the energy we're dealing with here is, I think it's Saturn in Leo. Yeah, it's Saturn in Leo. Although I did reassign it Neptune in Leo, so it is giving me a little bit of this Neptune retrograde energy. and moon energy as well. It's like there's a nightmare bubbling underneath the surface. It's like something that I'm suppressing into my subconscious with a strong will. Something's not stirring the Kool-Aid here. I gotta get more of this into the frame. So I have the Ace of Cups. It's kind of sideways. I'm going to leave it at a slight angle because I'm not sure what we're doing with it here yet. So we have this ultimate emotional fulfillment in truth. We have the Lovers, which is kind of coming out sideways. Number 6, Gemini energy. You have the Queen of Swords, which is mostly inverted. That's a number 13. Virgo and Libra energy. This looks like dice like strewn across a table. So I have this cow here. I feel like it might have been inverted, but I'm not too sure. This is giving me Taurus energy, Venus energy. Also inverted, or at least definitely inverted, I have these goggles. These are sunglasses. And I'm hearing, like, I wear my sunglasses at night. It's a song. They're inverted. It's like we're not in the daylight. We're in the night. We don't need to wear sunglasses. It's also this idea of, like, I'm taking off the rose-colored goggles. I'm taking off my beer goggles. I have this 3 of Pentacles, which looks like it's inverted. Mars in Capricorn. This is saying, like, I'm not rebuilding or I'm not trying to build something up. This is like I'm trying to tear something down. I had to stop it. I had to tear something down. So I have a 7 of Wands trying to be upright, but it's sort of on the move. It's one of these wiggly energy cards. This looks like somebody who's in Aquarius who is just overthinking everything, and they have thoughts coming every direction. Sort of understandable. There's 2 planets that just went direct in October in Aquarius. And then Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, still retrograde. So if I could retrograde there. All of these energies are sort of being pushed around by these large planets flipping backwards and forwards. 7 of Wands, traditionally Mars in Leo, but I've reassigned it Pluto. So Pluto also earlier in October went from retrograde to direct, but in Capricorn. Right, this is the defensive position. Like, you can't come in here, but when it's inverted, it's I'm going to let somebody in. So this is like I'm starting to let down my guard, right? I'm starting to let it in. And it's like it's a little bit of a promise of once I let down my guard, I'm not going to put it back up again. I also get this idea of like you've been spying on me. So here's the moon inverted. Moon inverted does tell me sun energy, but it also is like a new moon energy. We have a couple of really strong new moons sandwiching that new moon Aries. I mean, the full moon Aries on October 20th. The new moons are interacting intensely with the plutonic scorpionic energy. So what is this person talking about? They're revealing these inner fears. This thing of like flipping back and forth. It's like what's the point of putting up a defense because you know more about me, about how I feel, about how I think than you let on. This, I had to stop it, is kind of like I need to stop this constant flipping flopping of different ideas in my head. The fears. Like, this sounds too good to be true. This, I feel conflicted and I can't get out of my own head. When I'm breaking it down, I'm building it up, I'm breaking it down and building it up, and there's no resolution, right? The Lovers remains in a challenged position, but the ultimate goal here is emotional fulfillment. This Queen of Swords is looking like a bad judgment call. And I'm getting don't cry over spilled milk. To me, it seems like this person is still confused about what they want to express. But it looks like they're not going to be building back up defenses. In terms of trying to deal with the other person, right? I'm not going to keep creating conflict because this can't be, because, you know, it's freaking me out that you know me so well. Like, how come you're always a step ahead of me? Why do you know me better than I know myself? This is the fear that, this fear of somebody being in there, a fear of intimacy. That people who come in are only are in there for sabotage and attack. This stopping it is sort of like they may have kept stopping the relationship, but they're in a position where what's being brought to a halt now is this internal self-destruct mechanism. It doesn't look like a lot of solution, but it looks like confusion leading to less destructive behaviors. Like there's a healing being worked on and a transition from defensive to openness. Okay, so let's look at this other side. That the reading of the person over here is very chaotic and there's a lot going on. So let me flip this over and try and make sure the cards are all staying in the same direction. So, okay. Would you literally die if you stopped following the societal program? Like comparing yourself to others, 161. So this one says, would you die if you stopped? This one says, I had to stop it. So perhaps there was an inner conflict of trying to compare themselves to other people or making sure that people around them were satisfied with their life situation, whether it had anything to do with them or not. So we have, are they poisonous, 187. This again is sort of like, do you think I'm toxic, or are the people that are influencing your thought explosions, are they the ones that are toxic? Are they, you know, are they poisoning you little by little and feeding off your energy? Set your boundaries. Okay, so this is what's interesting is that this person over here with this 7 of Wands has a boundary. But this person is trying to tell them, like you define your boundaries. Other people don't define your boundaries. It's like, why should you do what you want if it's not making you happy? So these cards are all kind of a little bit tilted, but they're still mostly upright. So we have the King of Wands here. Passionate, balanced, I'm going to say desire here. Cancer and Leo energy. We have the Four of Swords, which could be a low vibration of the King of Swords, but this is the resting after battle energy. Four of Swords is, I'm reading this right, traditionally Jupiter in Libra, but I've reassigned it Neptune. So there's this idea of, well, there's fire, a background of fire, but the idea is that there's a subconscious thing going on. Like I only roll out my giant flaming rod when I'm in my own personal space, in my dream world. I might not feel comfortable being passionate outright. So when I go to speak to somebody, I'm not the King of Swords, I'm only a 4. Whether that's somebody who's masculine or not. This one is fairly neutral. There's a little bit of feminine energy with this Queen of Swords, although it's coming in as I made a bad judgment call. Like I did an injustice to myself. This is looking like a lot of masculine energy over here, but it doesn't feel like innately like this is the masculine. It could be any party. This one, there's a lot of, I see this orange robe here. This, to me, this Sun card looks like the king embracing like a childlike joie de vivre. Right? I'm going to have a great time by not being so jaded. I'm going to be innocent and let my passion and excitement radiate out into my world. You know, I don't want to, I want to imagine that anything is possible and not automatically shoot myself down, so that I subjugate my desires and excitement into my dreams only. Okay, so we have Leo energy here. 19, the Sun. Right, I want to wake up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. So for the charms here, I have this horse and cart. This is an old-timey version of the chariot. This is like old technology. And what's weird is that I was noticing that this pony or horse here, this gray pony, and I feel like that's the same one. This feels like I'm riding into town with all this baggage, but it could be like building materials. We're not quite sure what's in here. Is this the Ark of the Covenant? Is it, you know, a hearse? Is this where the sarcophagus that's rolling this in? Like, are you coming into town half asleep, and then in the morning you're gonna be like, ta-da! Like, let's party. I'm not quite sure what that is yet. Let's look at these other charms. So this looks like a helicopter almost, but it's not. I know what this is. Oh, oh, this is gonna be hilarious. This is Weird Al. This charm is not in the for sale one because I don't own his likeness, and I'm not gonna pretend like it's okay. But I have Weird Al here, and he came inverted. But Weird Al with this horse and cart is Amish paradise. Even Ezekiel thinks that my mind is gone. I'm a man of the land, I'm too disciplined, got a Bible in my hand and a beard on my chin. If I finish all of my chores and you finish thine, then tonight we're gonna party like it's $13.99. There we go. Or is it 16? Tonight we're gonna party like it's $16.99. My bad. But this is inverted. A lot of the lyrics are about being better than other people and sort of one-upping yourself in the eyes of the community. And this is like, I'm not going to be singing these lyrics anymore, but I'm going to make progress with what I've started with. Right? This is about coming out of this societal programming. So this other inverted charm here is a tomato. This is like, they're not going to throw tomatoes at you. It's like, what are they going to do? Like, throw fruit at you? We have an elephant. This is coming in inverted also. This elephant to me is... Oh. This is forget about what other people think about you. It's doubling down on this message. Right? It's like you think people are going to make you bleed, but it's just, you know, it's just rotten tomatoes. What's he going to, is he going to hurt you? Are they going to talk shit about you online? Who cares? Like, forget about it. Okay, so we have a King of Swords here. The OTP to the Queen here, and I said this was a low vibration of the King. This King is coming in the challenged position. So there's this desire to speak up and to have complete, like, I want to have control over what I say and how I communicate. And it's not just I'm going to manipulate you and gaslight you and abuse you. It's I want to be clear-headed and be able to effectively communicate to you and not have other people telling me what to say. I am the master of my own thought process. So coming in a slightly up angle in the other direction, we have a Knight of Pentacles. So the way I see this, especially if I'm thinking about the Thoth deck, the kings are called knights in the Thoth deck because they're all out and about on their business. Right? The King of Pentacles is at home, you know, counting his coins or, you know, polishing his tree stump or something. The knight here, even though he's supposed to be a slow knight, he's got, you know, pokey. His horse is pokey, whatever, it's fine. His horse is carrying a larger burden, right? The whole cart. But he's making progress. He's making way. This one is coming from a slightly, like, upended position. And it's kind of like I might have been in a hurry to get there. But now that I'm getting to where I want to go, I'm moving, it's not cautiously, but I'm moving with intent and purpose. Because there's thought behind it, right? I'm not just running around. I'm not just trying to get to, you know, another destination as quickly as possible. It's I'm moving in a direction and I will not be swayed from that direction. And I'm going at a pace because there's something important to do that when it gets there, right? I'm not going to rush and then be out of breath and not be able to tell them that, you know, Timmy fell down the well, or you know, give the queen the marriage by proxy portrait or whatever the hell it's going to be. So the other card that's here is the Two of Cups, coming in at this angle. Venus in Cancer. This is giving me this idea of, you know, it's been seeming like it's going to be impossible to get together, or perhaps our relationship has gone sour. Like, where did the love go? You know, it's been abusive, or you ghosted me, or whatever. We're starting to come out of a suspended animation. There's a movement that's starting to happen. And we're at a low vibration here. We're at a 2. But again, it's not just hanging inverted. There's something on the move here. This person seems to be wanting to manifest and wanting to maintain like a critical understanding of like the brass tacks of the relationship. Like, this is what's happening, this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is what I desire. Right? There's an intense desire, but it's like, I'm not going to compete with society or what people tell me or what's supposed to be scripted for a relationship. You over there, like, are you real? Like, what if you stop following the societal program? Are you gonna lose everything? Have you tried? Like, this person is so confused. This sort of chaotic 7 of Wands person over here, it's like they're confused and their thoughts are all swirling around because they're not pinpointing what their own thoughts is. Now, what's interesting is is the person on this side with the kings and the fire and the loins and all that has the Two of Cups, which is a low vibration of this Lovers over here, which is further moved around. This one over here can clear their thoughts. Not only they have the Ace of Cups, but they got the Lovers. So if this person can clear their thoughts and turn this Queen of Swords around, we'll have this one true pair where there's open communication. The one over here is sort of leery of this connection. They're a little bit gun shy, but the determination and clarity and passion wants to explode everywhere. Well, this person just wants to feel like it's okay to let somebody in because they're not used to standing up for their true internal identity. Okay, so that's what's happening in terms of relationship issues that is dropping out of the ether for mostly November, but a little bit the end of October. What's going on? There's something happening right before Halloween. I gotta see what that is. Ah, yes. But it's not until the... Oh, yeah, no, it's right after this starts. Between the 29th and 30th of October, Mars moves from Virgo to Scorpio. So Virgo is touching on that inner child energy. It's like a maturing kind of energy. It's also the hermit self-reflection energy. And it's moving into Scorpio, which is this sort of deeply brooding, you know, what's being unearthed to pass through a death cycle, because this could also be 13, internal transformation and death cycle. And also scorpionic energy, with Pluto just moving around, it's like, it's very much like taking this, looking at that mountain, and then going like, boing, like a phallic for a reason, right? It's taking this sword and going like, spring, right? There's, whether somebody's walking softly or not, there's a big stick involved here, metaphorically or literally. But the main idea is that the Mars energy is sort of like, what is your true north? But sort of taking it's sort of leading with your pants a little bit, because in this case, your pantalones aren't going to be clouded by other people's judgment. So it seems a little bit backwards, but there's a truth in understanding what your desire actually is. And this guy is on his way to being the King of Wands, but he's a little bit unsure of himself. But he knows he's got to stay holding on to his, I almost said his ding-a-ling there. There's a song, Chuck Berry, My Ding-a-ling. He's holding on to his Ace of Wands there, but he's this person, because it doesn't have to be that beardy guy there. This person on this side has the Ace of Cups on their side. So the only energy that isn't that much in the reading is the Pentacles, but we have the Knight over here. So saying like it might be happening slower than you want, but it's coming in strong. Right? There's a strength involved in it, even though it seems to be taking a while. But we see this playing out over the month, so if you understand what's happening, you'll be able to nurture that work and enable it. But this person, like this one over here needs to believe in the relationship a little bit more, and this one over here needs to be a little bit less interrogative, or like interrogating of the other person, right? Might want to like make sure you're being magnanimous and patient when you speak to them. You know, keep that king sliding towards the upward position. Okay. So I've got like 20 seconds left, so I'm just going to do this real fast. All the stuff I've got is in here, Linktree, linktr.ee/cattheminion. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlist tab, my discussion tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.